So there you can see in this one they're going to have 2 courses, and what you'll be, if they have this like this next year, what we'll do is we'll run on course 2 and we'll run 3 miles and we'll turn out to the right. However, normally they would have more than 2 courses. They have 4 courses. The rookie orientation would be on course 4, and also the first ride for the new rider would be on course 4, and it'd be a short ride and turnout. So you can see they got the CB channels up there listed up there. So course 1 to talk to the towers, channel 10, and course 2 it's channel 15. Okay, we're looking right into the pit area right now. We'll come back to that in a few minutes. The pit speeds are 5 miles an hour, so there's not going to be a lot of people out here this year.
Motorbikes not stopping.
Yeah, you have to watch out, keep your head on swivel out here. All right, there's a couple ways to enter to go out to the courses and also go out to the riders meeting. This is one of them right here. There's another one a little farther down. Okay, so right over there, that's where they're going to have the riders meeting. So basically you got to stay to the right of these you see these blue flags going down here, but you got to stay to the right of that, because what's going to happen is when they're running out in the courses, the riders are going to pull all the way over to the blue flag so they can be picked up. And you can see the spectators over here are outside this area. Okay, so this is just a vehicle area to either go to a course or pick up riders. And they usually will have some safety observers along the course also to make sure you're not taking your hands off of the handlebars or doing something silly or unsafe. So we are going down to where I pointed out when we first came in, where they're going to have the riders meeting. So it's a little bit down here. Once we get down here, then we'll go over to after the riders meeting, the rookie orientation course. Okay, I'm standing out on course number 1, mile 0. Kind of give you an idea of what this looks like. It's telling you the CB channels. In this case, it's 1 and 10. 1 would be primary and 10's alternate. And you can see the vehicles, even before the riders meeting, are lining up. And that's probably what we're going to do too. We're probably going to line up so you guys can attend the riders meeting and rookie orientation. Then I'll probably be in line. But there's 2 lines generally for each one of the courses, there's the left and the right, and the alternate. So one will go, then the left one might go, then the right one would go, then they just switch back and forth. So the right runs generally take, depending on how fast they're running, take a couple minutes to run down. So you can see every sorry about that. Every quarter mile there's a marker, and you're trying to miss those markers. Okay, what they did different, a little bit different this year than they've done in the past, is they went ahead and marked out 4 courses. They'll start far to the left, and then they're gonna move to the right on course 1, and start on course 2. They're gonna start to the right and move in. So that's why you see so many blue lines here. That's the lanes, and they're just gonna move them over as they get ripped up and torn up or get wet, which is a good idea. So with only 250 people entrance here, which is about half, it should make pretty quick running, even though there's only 2 courses instead of 4. So normally 500 entries, and we have 4 courses. But I kind of like the way they're doing it this time. We'll see how it works.
I would just rather avoid everybody.
Okay, this is the impound area. When people go to set records, they have an hour after they make the run to go into impound. Then they got 4 hours to work on it. That's not really going to be our issue unless we get about a 90-mile-an-hour tailwind. There's another shot of just the impound area. As you can see, it's empty right now. So they start making runs. So once they do a record run, qualify the first run, they have to go back there. In the old days, what they used to do is make one run one way, then make another run back the other way. But they don't do that here at Speed Week. What they do is make one run, then the next day, first thing in the morning, they make another run the same direction. But they want the vehicles kept secure and not anybody tampering with it, like putting another engine in it, or so. Here's the fuel truck that we're talking about, and it says gas tanks must be empty. They kind of enforce that because they don't want anybody putting any like methanol in and sealing up and saying it's just got regular gas in it. So they'll check it, they'll ping on it, and they're going to seal the tank. We won't be using this because we won't be doing any record runs. We'll bring our own fuel. It's a little cheaper, and since we're not going to be doing any record runs, it doesn't make any difference. I think it's about, what, 15 bucks a gallon or something like that. Yeah. We'll probably have the team chief assign somebody to get ice every day. Generally 1 or 2 bags, what we need. We'll use to pour the water into the sprayer that we have to spray the salt off. So come down here, you can get the ice. We'll also probably assign somebody to take the trash bags out, or have the vehicle stop, take the trash bags out each day, fill up just a little bit so we can see the containers over there. That's where we take our trash and put them in those containers. All right, we're in, this is course 2, and there's 2 lines. The red truck's line, the left line, and this blue vehicle is the right line. So the vehicle number 2, normally you wouldn't line up right beside it, but you can run beside it on the outside of the cones here. So, and sometimes, a lot of times, the line will actually be a lot closer to you over here by the cones than it is right now. So number 2 can kind of edge up here with the number 1 vehicle carrying the bike, and what's going to happen is on this particular course the turnout is to the right, so the chase vehicle will be going out to the right. So they'll have a chase vehicle, and they may, because of the way they line this one up, the chase vehicle is going to be right with the motorcycle, right behind the motorcycle. We'll show you that in just a second here. What I recommend is, like the motorcycle has started its engine, I wouldn't have done it like that. I don't think he knows what he's doing. So normally when he takes off, that's a good time for this person here to start their vehicle, and they'll start warming up. All right. Now, if you're on a motorcycle, that the etiquette is you really kind of need to be all the way dressed and ready to go when especially if you're the second vehicle up, because if the first one has problems, they'll wave you on up. So on these big cars like this, they're reluctant to get in them real fast because it's so doggone hot. So you see them moving the tin along with it. So he'll jump in the vehicle now and get strapped in and buckle up. So next one will be this guy here, and so they're checking him right now, make sure he's okay, and get him to go ahead. So they'll tighten him up real tight. So He'll get him started, the push vehicle and the tow vehicle. We'll push him out about, I don't know, about maybe a quarter mile till he gets going good, and he's going to bear off right toward those flags there. He's going to circle around those flags, go all the way down where the other vehicle with the white one is, trailer, to pick him up. So he'll be turning out right. So you pay attention to the starter there. He's going to tell you when it's your turn to go. It's up to you when he tells you your turn to go, the time you leave. You don't have to leave immediately, but it's recommended you're ready. So kind of watch the starter. They're all a little different. He's telling him to put his face shield down. He's telling him by pointing to the right side, his right side, that the turnout's going to be to the right. It's kind of a reminder. See, he's going. It's going to be out to the right, and he may be running 5. So he's ready. They're starting pushing. The push vehicle's going to push him a little bit, and then veer off to the right-hand side, go around there, head towards the flags. He can only push him so far. So he went about a quarter mile. So you see him going off to the right? All right. Normally, the next vehicle will be started up and getting their engine running and getting hot, because it's only going to take this guy, you know, maybe 2 minutes to get down there. So what we're going to do on our team is we'll make sure the bike's unloaded when we're the second in line, and then we push the vehicle up front, the motorcycle up in front of our vehicle. Then the rider will stay inside the vehicle until it gets pushed up to be the number 1 vehicle. At the point where the rider gets up as the number 1 vehicle, then he will start the bike. Nobody else but the rider starts the bike, and he has to be on the bike. Okay? Normally it'd be started. I don't understand. Need to get some heat in their engine. But it might be that the other guy's going to go next. Yeah, 904 is going. He's going a short course, so that means 3.
Guys, hang on.
It's in the afternoon. You can see that orange flag blowing. That's blowing. It's crosswind. So when he gets down to about the 2 mile point, it's where the levee is blocking right now. Up to the 2 mile point, the levee's kind of blocking a lot of that crosswind. So he's going to get a little bit of a crosswind as soon as he gets to about the 2 mile point. So the good idea is, I might have mentioned before, is if you're going to run to the sides, you see a lot of bikes do. He wouldn't want to run all the way to the left side, because if he does that, the wind at that point could blow him into one of the quarter mile markers or timing markers. See, the cars, they'll pretty much stay on that right down the middle. And that's where they spin, and that's where they roll, and that's where they lose parts.
First mile marker?
So I don't like to do it unless I'm first up to do that, because you really can't do anything about the ruts. You can't really see them you can feel them when you're in them, but what'll happen is it's easy to get in them, but it's kind of scary to get out of them, especially when you're going 135 or 140 miles an hour. You got to be real loose on the hands. So what I prefer here is somebody to hold an umbrella, somebody else to kind of check, make sure I got everything hooked up, make sure you turn the traction control off, make sure you're in the sport mode, you know, make sure you help get your gloves and your tether on if you're having problems. And you need at least one guy like this, but it'd be better to have 2. okay? So if anything happens, then you're there to help the rider. There's a couple techniques of starting, and neither one of them is right or completely wrong. You can treat this as a slowly get up to speed, so you have a limited wheel spin, which is probably the way you want to do it the first time you're out. Or you can treat it like a 3-mile drag race, which is the way I treat it. Because I don't have an abundance of power to start with. And so the track will usually slow the spin down. But if you can't get your speed up on the Thruxton R, you should be tapping in the 6th gear about the first mile. If you're later than that, you took too long to get up to speed. And so you're not going to go as fast at the end, no matter if you get the greatest traction in the world. So you can see you don't want to start off too hard, but once you get your feet and you get the bike stabilized, to me, I've got the best runs actually giving it a lot of stick and letting the salt slow the bike down. You can actually leave black marks out here. You can see some of the black marks, some of the harder spin takeoffs. I've left them out here on the motorcycle too. That's another good reason for not waiting till the last month to start the bike. You got a problem, then it's too late to fix it. So he didn't get the bike warmed up at all. So he's riding it slow. He's going to get up to speed slow. Missed the shift. So this is not going to be a good run. It may be fast, but it's not going to be a really good run. He started off slow, the motor was cold, he missed a shift. That's not the way to do it, in my opinion. See how this person does over here. What you won't notice a lot out here are speed humps. More kind of the drag racing leathers than the speed humps. You can say what you want to about the speed humps, increasing speed, but everybody's got the records out here. They don't have the speed humps. I kind of prefer a drag race start. I keep both feet down to the first gear. You don't have to give it the complete beans, but you want to get it going pretty good. He's going to have to put his face shield down. That's what you get. You see, you can't make that back up. Once you do that, you can't make that time back up. Down debris. I don't know if he's run it before. It's important to breathe. The first time I ran, I didn't breathe for the first mile. I think it's his first time running it. I think it's his first time running it. Give the beans. Get down. Oh no, you gotta go more.
They just got to pull up here and ask for their number, and then we give to them. If they go to impound and they have an hour from the time on that time slip, then they have to get their car back to impound. But other than that, it's pretty simple. They just drive up and ask for their number.
Can they get 2 time slips as they want, a copy?
Yeah, we can do as many as they want within reason.
Yeah.
All right,
We get to print on demand, so
Yeah,
we just try not to do tons of them because,
that takes time.
well, not just that, it takes paper.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Sometimes we give them to the different crew guys, for coming with you, so take your time slip. And
that's perfectly fine. You just say, if you want 5, 10.
so they're going to come by here, right through here where this checker flag is, and tell you their crew number, just like this guy's going to do.
We usually go out to them, or they'll come up, just depending. We won't give it to somebody that doesn't have a wristband on.
Okay.
So no spectator can just walk up here and ask for a time slip.
Oh, it makes sense. I don't know why they want one.
Well, for just souvenir. Sorry, if you don't have this, it's either that or the car, because the crew will sometimes come get it before they go get the car.
The time slips, this for these guys that are listening here, those are on the heat paper, so we gotta be careful with them, because if they get exposed to a lot of sunlight, sometimes they fade.
Correct.
And that's really bad when you had it sitting out in the sun and you go, oh, I can't read it anymore.
But the good thing is nowadays we can reprint it. So.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
On the far right. So, as these guys are running down here, you can hear somebody over there right now running. What they're going to do is they have to pull out all the way over here to the edge of where these blue flags are. And when they pick up the vehicle that's running, they can pull all the way back down here, come down here, pick up their time slip, and get back in line. But what we're going to do is we're going to have the second vehicle pick up the time slip where the first vehicle gets back in line. That'll save us probably 30 minutes on every run. So that's a good idea.